Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 17 of Captain of My Shed. I'm Captain Mikey, and there's Captain Mikey there in the glasses as well. Look at that. There's me looking at me. Weird. This is a bit of an odd one, bizarre little commission, kind of a funny thing to be making. The interesting thing for you guys, I guess, is that I'm making something round out of some square stock, and I don't have a lathe, so this is one way to do that. Enjoy it. I had to film this one. This is, well, I haven't had many commissions, but I don't think I'll get one quite as unusual as this. So what I've been asked to make is this portion of this contraption. Now I know what you're thinking, it looks like something Austin Powers might purchase in Sweden, but it ain't that. It's not too far off, mind. The bit that I'm making, that little portion there, will be going up a horse's bottom. Or at least it would have done, back when this was a way of giving horses enemas, which is apparently a thing. That is, I think, a Victorian era horse enema pump. And my neighbour has the pump portion. This portion is made out of brass. He has that. What he doesn't have is the probe. I'm not sure what you'd call it. He doesn't have that bit. I thought it'd make an interesting project anyway, because I don't have a lathe. Obviously you can see straight away that would lend itself to manufacture on a lathe. I don't have one of those, so I'm just going to see what I can come up with, how close I can get without a lathe. So it's a bit of experimentation for me, and perhaps something that we'll all learn something from. I don't know, we'll see. What am I going to make it from? Well, I believe at the time that those were made, that would have been made out of something like ebony, something very tight grained. Yeah, so let's see what happens. So we've got our mahogany blank. Okay, a nice square 25. Well, now the cove cut is coming in handy here, but the way I'm setting this up is maybe it's not really a super safe cut, but what I'm making sure is if I stand to the side, I use push sticks to take it through and I don't get above it. Then if it does kick back, I'm going to be out of the way, and the worst I'm going to do is damage my wood storage rack. I can handle that. So I wouldn't advise copying this one, but it should work. Well, that's a nice scoop. I think if I were a horse, well, not yet, that looks a bit splintery, doesn't it? I'm going to stop saying if I were a horse, because it's not that kind of a project, is it? Right, let's round this over, see what happens. Close, but not there yet. That's a bit better. Pretty close to round now. It's just the central bit to work out. Ideally, I'd like to spin. This is where a lathe would be coming in handy. I'd like to spin this, but I think my best bet is to clamp it up and get a piece of sandpaper and just walk around it, shimmying the sandpaper. Let's see if that works. And just keep going like that. Difficult to tell, and didn't go all the way through. The challenge is now going to be trying to get the holes to meet up. Ah! Yes, that's worked. The hole's a little bit bendy, but I can see light through it, so job done. That'll work. I'm pleased with this piece though. It's come out really well, and without a lathe as well, I think that's as round and smooth as I'm going to get it. A nice fine piece of woodwork. Okay, next challenge in the Horsebum probe project is to get this brass hose fitting onto this end. I've got this Gorilla Weld titanium bond epoxy. What I am going to do is just on the inside of this where I want the glue to take, I'm going to just rough it up a little bit with the tip of a file and just make sure there's some stuff for the glue to bite to. Need next to none of this, tiniest bit. Bung a load of it in here as well. Well, a load of it, some of it in here as well. There we go, it's on. There's not a lot of squeeze out, so it looks quite neat. I need to get this hose on there, and it's quite small but quite flexible. I think I'll be able to do it if I heat it right up for a while. So we're going to test that, and then we're pretty much there. And I might be able to test it fully as well. When I say test it, I haven't got a horse and I'm not going to test it myself, but we might see if we can fire some water out of this thing using a Victorian brass pump. Why not? Let's give that a try. Go on, almost. Oh, I had it then. There we go. Quite a neat job that, actually. I like that. That's worked well. Really well. Up to this point, you just see me making this doohickey and probably wondering how on earth is this of any use to anyone. So let me show you the other part to this. This is the quite a nice item, isn't it, really? What does it say on here? S. Moore, Son and Sons, London, England. And they've got their logo on there. It's quite cool, isn't it? So it's just a simple piston pump. You put this bit in the water. For now we've got this little plumbing connection which fits on here. And now this end of the hose should fit onto there. Ta-da! So that bit goes in your bucket. There probably would have been some sort of pipe on there. There's a thread in the bottom. And this bit goes up the horse. And then you pump for your life and start spraying water. Hello everybody, we're in my neighbour Matt's garden. This is Matt. And I thought it probably a good idea for him to tell you how he came about this pump and exactly what it is, what it does, how it would have been used. So I'll hand you over.
Hi everyone, I thought it would be quite good for me to get a disclaimer about what I'm going to be doing with this. It's nothing dodgy, so I don't want anyone writing in to Captain Mikey with complaints. So I'm really interested in veterinary history, particularly the history of equine veterinary medicine. So I'm always looking around for interesting things to buy on the internet. So I saw this pump on a well-known internet auction site, and I recognised it as a portable equine enema pump for dealing with horses that have got an impacted colic, basically, so clearing, flushing out their back ends. And I thought it would be really brilliant to actually try and restore it to working order. So I want to assure everybody I've no intention of actually using this on horses or indeed on any other creature. This is just for a bit of fun. Okay, are we ready to test it?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
This hose is actually 2 meters long, so as long as we're at either end of it, we're still good.
I can hear something happening. Oh, there you go. It's working. It's a bit leaky, but it's working.
It's working, amazing.
You might not see it's probably getting about 12 foot out of it.
Oh, there's a bit squirking out the side.
Brilliant.
Oh, it's exhausting, but it works. Fantastic. Thanks very much.
Cool. I'll see you for the wrap up. Thanks very much, guys. If you're still watching, I'm always super appreciative if you've made it to the end of one of my videos. That's awesome. A couple of things. If you knew what it was I was making, I would be amazed. But put it in the comments below if you guessed what it was that I was trying to make before, just from the photograph or that photocopy that I showed you guys. Also, if you've had some pretty weird commissions yourself, I'd love to know what those were. Again, put it in the comments below. That would be kind of interesting. One thing this video, or making this video, highlighted to me was that I definitely need a lathe in the shed. I haven't really got the budget for it, but I do have some leftover birch plywood, Baltic birch, which is pretty good for making a lathe. A wooden lathe and I also have an old drill, so that'll be a future video. If you're interested in that, keep watching, like and subscribe, and make sure you get notifications, etc. That'll be coming up not too far in the future. For now, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you next time.